Down here. Bazaar exploits. Night, Neskis. Okay. We get all our speed champions back. It's just that Human may not always be functional. Because Human's going to get moved around with these goblins. Okay. There we go. Riv skips too. Get it. Go. Throwing gold fund instead. Alright. The Bazaar exploits is what we're doing right now. 200. It should be the last 200. Well, I'll go back and check. Yeah, let's go look. What's this one? 225. Bounty is mine. Yeah, I think we could run that one. Then Spine Noon says, well, then at least we're getting all of this done. 2 times Soil's Resolve done, 2 times Split the Party done. Why do you have 2 free-to-play accounts going at the same time in the same place? You might have a problem. I don't like that. Don't do that again. Stop it. Keep hoping we're going to get a speed potion out of those too. I just never do. Weird for me. I don't run 2 free-to-play accounts at the same time. I have a test account. All I do on that account, I don't open any gear. I just unlock the champion each time. That's it. I go to 50 and I close it. Get the champion, and I just to get pure data off of it. That's doesn't have any other bonuses or anything. I'm just being very clear. Yeah, it wasn't from watching me. I think it's from watching Letty. That's Letty is the one that runs all the different accounts. Doesn't he have? What has he got? Doesn't he have like 2 different He's got like his main account and then two others, right? A Gearless and then another one, doesn't he? I can't remember. Wait, what? They just moved someone and it moved somebody out of my formation? What? Or, oh no, there's one less. What just happened? I don't know. We're fine. We're clicking through it. It doesn't matter. We had like 12. I don't know. Mental Boy, was it good to use your blacksmithing contracts before or after getting a purple? Oh, the rarity doesn't matter because the item levels will stick around through all rarity increases. So everything is assigned to the slot, not to a specific rarity or guild. It all once it upgrades, it stays upgraded. Should be on multiple people. It really depends. A lot of people will just go all in on one at first, and usually it's a speed champion. So like Briv or Human are usually like people time gate Briv or Human early. If you've got like Human, putting them on Human will up their speed ability. If you don't have Briv or Human, Diana from this event is a good target as well. She has a speed ability and she has an item for it, so putting item levels on Diana will speed up your game runs, which means you're going to complete content faster, which means you're going to get gems faster, which means you can buy more chests, which means you get more blacksmithing contracts, right? So it's like a snowball when you put them onto speed champions. So early on, that tends to be what people recommend is if you're going to use your blacksmith contracts, use them on a speed champion that has an item that can increase their speed effect. And the top priorities are like Human, Briv, Diana. Now, I would put Diana now in a top priority there. Probably ahead of Briv in terms of speed. Like Human and Diana. Yeah, Dice Goblin. I know people that when Trials came out, there were people who were like, well, I'm just going to spin up 5 accounts, like 4 more accounts, so that I can just do Trials on my own. I don't know if I think there's a couple of people out there that actually do that. Yeah. But yeah, pick one of them, Mental Boy. Don't go into both. Like pick a goal for like Diana. Like what do you want to get her speed effect to? And boost it to that. It's we'll be right back. So like she's got a feat that you can get. Wait, do I have? Yeah, we'll be right back. Keep up for 12,500 gems. That's worth it. And then combine that with some item levels. I don't even have a lot of item levels. I got 6 item levels on a blue, and she's at 100%. But if you can get that to 200%, this is basically double speed at transitions. 200% would be triple speed. Then you could look at like then maybe putting some into Briv. I just put enough in to get him to like a 50% chance to jump. It's a little over, but around a 50% chance to jump will use up your stacks fairly regularly. That's a good kind of a good place to stop, I think, early on. Gets him tanky and get kind of speedy when he's got jumps. He runs out of jumps though. What do we got? I got 300 left. Well, not 300 jumps left. 300 stacks. Oh yeah, no. Grama is great. Grama's long been one of my favorite champions. She was always I don't know. I don't. She was kind of underappreciated by a lot of people, but Now she just got even better. She does the same thing she did before, even better. Is even more flexible or has more versatility than she did before. Um, but yeah, she's fantastic. And we slowed down a little bit. Oh, this is fine. Oh, mine got moved out of the front. But why are... I guess maybe we had... Maybe our Kira got moved out? Hey, Lediath, we were just talking about you in all 12 of your accounts. No, but seriously, how many accounts do you have now? 4, see? Okay. I was close. I thought he had 3. I thought he had a main and like 2 lower level ones, but alright, he has 4. Hey, Thalo. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Once you finish off all the content, it's just gem farming until they drop new content. So. I was there once. I was fully finished with everything in the game once. And then I just turned it into gem farming, and then I stopped doing everything else. I had high hopes there for a second that with Briv jumps, we were going to get to 200 before this speed potion ran out, but because of the move, it moved Human at some point. I didn't pay attention to it, so we lost progress. When watching. Alright, we're back. Trying to sort the last few levels of Stargazer Tier 4. I've got to do all my flex slots. Now that I did the tutorial show, I can start flexing champions on my main account. Don't remember a Sticky Duo out of the Baloth. Beetle and Grim, I think their beer debuff sticks around. You'd have to. It's pretty easy to tell. Dinar, but only his gold find, I think. The gold find debuff is sticky. I'm not sure if the others are. The others might be. but I'm not sure if that's helpful. Freely, but for a very limited window. Orkira might in a limited window. I just hot swapped her from Orkira to Gale and we blew things up earlier, so it might happen. Gromma's freezing, well, what used to be Freezing Breeze might stick around for a little bit. You'd have to test now. Since they redid her, it might not. You know. Either Gromma's Spiked Shell, or people used to do the Spike Shell swap back in the day from Gromma into Nayeli to double dip, because the Spike Shell stuck around for a little bit. So I know it used to stick. It used to be a little sticky. How many? 3. It's like she got a epic, but I couldn't remember how many she had. Let's see, does Orkira stick around? It does. See, the flame sticks around, even if I pull Orkira out. So Orkira's sticky. That's actually really good to know. I don't think I knew that. Kung Fu Banana, it's the jukebox. It's the instrumentals from the jukebox. But all the instrumental songs. This one's Prince of the Abyss, the song for the Demogorgon. Wait. Yeah. Demogorgon. See you, Cal. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the pizza. I'm jealous. Why do I recommend capping Diana's speed when we'll be right back caps at 400? Because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about capping it at 400%. Not necessarily throwing all the item levels. You can do whatever you want. So here's the thing. If you the super efficient way is just to buy both of the feats if you have a bunch of item levels or blacksmith contracts. Buy both of the feats and then just pump her up to whatever gets it upper item levels up to 400, right? You could just run her at a minimum of that if you want. But she has a mathematically overpowered ability, which means you're actually going to want to give her a lot of item levels. Capping her speed item with item levels also gives her item levels for her mop ability, which makes her a strong option in a pushing formation as well. So there's no reason you can't do both. But if you just want to start off with capping the speed effect, use the 2 feats, bump her item levels up until it's capped, stop there, and then let her passively accrue item levels via electrums and any other group chest she might get. And at certain points, you'll be able to pull feats out. You can do it any way you want, but ultimately, yeah, she's worth capping via item levels because she also mops. She's what we call a Swiffer. She's a speed champion that mops. So, yeah. Basically, a mop ability is a mathematically overpowered ability. It's ability that it stacks multiplicatively, like it gains stacks, and they stack multiplicatively, and then and it has item support. And when you have that, any champion or any item levels you put on that champion are more useful than on other champions, and they don't run into the same diminishing returns on that specific item as they would for other items in their kit and other items on other champions. Which means you can just keep putting tons of item levels into them, and they get better and better and better. This is why Artemis and Krond and Morduke are all considered big deals. It's because they have a mop ability, and thus they're really good targets for item levels. But champion who has a mop ability that isn't that great as a Hoover? No. I see where you're going with it. You're saying they suck, but I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't call that. I would call them mop. Like, that's a vacuum cleaner, right? I would say Briv is a vacuum cleaner. Briv is a Hoover, and because he will suck up every last blacksmithing contract you have. Yeah, Briv would be the Hoover in this scenario. All vacuums do suck, but a mop isn't a vacuum. We understand that, right? So a mop who isn't good doesn't become a vacuum cleaner. That's why I was like, that doesn't really work. But anyway, ultimately the point is you would still want lots of item levels on Diana. Capping, you're going to get a lot of functionality of capping your speed item. Now, how you want to do that is up to you. You don't want to do it with blacksmithing contracts, that's your call. It's your game. Play it however you want to. But there is a valid reason why you might want to just go ahead and cap that, and it's that she has super efficient functionality on one of her abilities based off her item levels. Right, I don't have any speed potion back. Not that I want to use for 225 areas. Okay, so this is Thine Bounty is Mine. Next up is going to be Spine Nuisances. This is the problem. This might be the last of the 225s. I need to hold on. I need to go look. So let's. I'm Not So Alone is on the list. The 250. This quest stinks. I did not put on the list. Is it 225? I think that might be fine. I think we can do that. So we would do Spine Nuisances, then this quest stinks, then Home Not So Alone. Should be here. We could do Review by the Blackstaff at 250. Well, if we needed one. So how many are we going to need? Let me count that. We're at 36. We're doing 37 right now. We need 8 more. So 8 more if we start with Spine Nuisances. 1, 2. I think I might have more than 8 here. That's fine. We want to do the quickest ones. The Home Not So Alone into Review by the Blackstaff into Flame Skull. Okay. Basically, just trying to come up with a list of the quickest and thus the lowest, lowest things. I mean, we can click through because we can click through to, over 200. We should be able to click all the way into the 225s for these and potentially into the 250s by the time we get there. So it should be fine. Riv's eating contracts faster than a triple for you. The problem is he's not replicating. I mean, you're at a chance to skip 3 areas. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get up there. Does she need to do them all to get the last variant with the Modron chest? That's not my target here. My target is just to get Alcorian. While it is neat that you can get, I mean, you can get 5 Modron chests here. Whee! And that is neat. I could also get 5 over here. We didn't do that either. Oh, no, not here. Wrong place. Chult. There's 5 over here too. We didn't go for that. That's stuff that I do later, because you want the power to be able to clear them quickly. And at this point, I don't know that I'd be clearing them quickly. We're doing the stuff that's quickly, but I find that the bench isn't, like, usually at this point your bench isn't necessarily deep enough, and so you're going to struggle a bit. You slow down a bit. Yeah. I think right now I really am just trying to get through. I'm not going to say racing towards, but in a sense I am racing towards Baldur's Gate, unlocking trials, unlocking I'll have Strahd and Zariel around that time, and then I'll be able to do all those efficient patron variants. I'll be set into the mid game at that point. What I want to do, I could do any of those things, but like my Modron core isn't even, my fast core isn't even to 3 yet. That's the one I care about most. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, getting more pipes is great, but if the core that I want to use them on isn't even leveled up, then it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, going back and doing all the variants in a campaign including to get to the capstone variant on the completed campaigns, which so far are just Tomb and Waterdeep. It's definitely a goal at some point, but it's not an early game goal in my opinion. But I already unlocked it. No, it's not up here. You have to complete Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus, like the storyline, to unlock trials. I don't have trials. I have split the party 2, and I have 2 patrons, and on Wednesday we'll have 3, because we'll have 40 champions, and I'll have this by then. Yeah, no trials on this yet. Usually I get to, on my old accounts, like on the old, new player accounts that I did, I would get to trials and I maybe do a couple things after that, then I would stop. We're going to go further this time. I just don't know how far. I haven't decided on that yet. Okay, there's our 225 with click damage. Night, Buddy Beast. Get Crocs. Oh. That's really heavy in the mid game. And speed champions and item levels, I feel like that's a lot. I mean, last time I did this, I couldn't even get Xeraphon. I got through Icewind Dale, tried that variant, and just fell over. But I was like 200 areas away. So what I don't want is for this to become like another grind account, like where I feel like I gotta do all this stuff. I mean, I am trying to, post all of the runs we do to YouTube, but that doesn't mean we're going to post every piece of content in the game from this account. Trials in the first month of an account. Oh, I mean, if I had just raced to that, sure. Here's the problem. If I just race to that, I don't have epics on any. Like, I might have a couple epics, and they're mainly on core and evergreen. So then it feels like it's kind of not useful. I guess what happened the last time I played through. So I had a couple epics on event champions for deep pushing, and it just felt like I was sitting on scales. But I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing because it is a timed thing. I mean, if you want to race to that, sure. But you also run into the thing of, well, if you race to it, can you do the, I mean, you should be able to get into a group and do starter trials, but like the normal trial. Can you go much further? If you do, you're getting carried probably. Problem when you race towards any of this, any specific target, the natural accumulation of power you would have gotten along the way by doing kind of a normal push towards that, you don't get, and so you end up, potentially really weak and unable to do stuff. Which when I was doing my speed rush, yeah, I didn't have enough power to then to really go any further. I could do the base adventures in places, but I couldn't do the evergreen unlocks. I just couldn't do the variants. But on that account, my whole goal was to race through and get to a Brib gem farm as quickly as possible. So in reality, what I would have done if I'd continued to play that account is just set it up to Brib gem farm and dump contracts in until all the speed champions were maxed, and then start boosting up all of the other champions I had, and then that would have been the power that would have got me through things. You're waiting on epics and favor, yeah, because you are favor limited. But I mean, I feel like tier 5 is like epic or legendary level 5 is probably the highest you really need to go to be able to push your way up through trials. And what's the move? Let's see, to go from one, like level 1 is just E05, 2 is E10, 3 is E15, E20. So you would only need to have a minimum of E25. So anything you had over E25, you could spend down to E25 to get up to like level 5, which isn't that bad. If you had the scales for it, it'd be what you'd need to get E31 favor somewhere, and you could do it just in one, and you could throw 5 levels on it. Oh no, you only need 4 levels, so E30. 40, 29, 20, 20, yeah. Or E29 even. So it doesn't feel too bad. Like I could do that on this account. Because we're E37 in Helms. We could get into the E30s everywhere. So technically this account could level up to 5. It's just you slow down a lot doing those favor runs, right? Well, Nathless, I mean, Ledieth has a 3-jump Brib video. But yeah, I mean, getting to the point where I'm like, I've been dumping onto Human since I got them. We're still at what? 118. We still have a blue as well. We need the epic. It ain't great. 64% with 2 adjacencies. Oh, this should be here. What are we at? 76%. I don't even have 100% with 3 adjacencies. So it takes a while. Natural accrual, it takes a while. You really got to get into some serious gem farming to see a difference. Ooh, gold chest. Natural gold. Oh! Got an epic for Jam Jam. And a huge clairvoyance potion, which is like, we needed that at the top of the stream. I could have bought one at the top of the stream. Probably should have, since we did a deep run, but like from a patron, because we bought the speed potion from a patron. All right, Valiant Eagle, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. When I'll get the updated inventory system. Are you on the CNE client?